Do you ever wish that you could go back in time and give yourself a little bit of advice? I know I do. And when it comes to sewing, there's a lot of lessons to be learned, and some are a little bit more obvious than others. So today, Haley and I are going to be sharing 10 things that we wish we had known as beginner sewers. And stay tuned for the last one because I think number 10 is really important. Number 1 is to embrace your seam ripper. As a beginner, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. I think that's just normal.
Yeah.
And that's just something you kind of have to come to terms with and realize that you're not going to love every single thing you make, don't you think?
Yeah, I think it's most important to just kind of slow down and really enjoy the process. Try to avoid giving yourself arbitrary deadlines because I think that just leads to this rushed mindset and you're way more likely to make mistakes or to avoid unpicking mistakes that you probably should take a moment and unpick.
Yeah, I remember when I was a beginner, I would just stay up really late at night trying to finish my projects because I was just really excited about making it and having the finished thing. But that led to a lot of rushing and a lot of frustration in the end and a lot of things that I had to do over, and it just ended up taking more time.
Our second tip is to learn how to read a pattern. I think it can be really enticing to jump straight in and try to knock off your favorite pair of jeans and really do it without, a roadmap. And reading a pattern and following a pattern is going to set you up for so much more success.
Yeah, I think a certain type of sewer who's very ambitious is somebody who's going to kind of just jump in and try and do it themselves before learning how to understand patterns. But pattern makers have been doing it for a long time. They have been growing these skills usually for years, for decades. And so really trusting your pattern maker and learning from their expertise, I think is really key.
Definitely. And there's so much that you can also learn from the instructions when it comes to techniques. And by avoiding using patterns, that might be an experience that you're missing out on.
Yeah, you should walk before you run. Number 3 is to tackle a new skill with each project. So think of a skill that you want to learn and use your next project to really build that skill and really investigate that skill, do some research, maybe some books, maybe some tutorials online, but really try and nail that one skill with a project. And if you do that, you're going to build your skills gradually over time, and it's going to be actually a lot faster to learn that way.
That's such an intentional way to grow your sewing skills. I think to add to that, something that you can do so that you can really see that progress over time is to make sure you're documenting all of your projects. That way you could look back over time and see all of the skills that you've built.
Yeah, I think another thing that's really helpful is to not be afraid to repeat projects. So if there's a particular skill you're really trying to master, you can do that project over and over again until you get that skill down.
Our fourth tip is to take the time to learn about fabric. This is such a vast topic and something that's really worth investing the time in. I actually think we could do a whole video on this alone.
Probably many videos.
Many videos. So if that's something you're interested in seeing from us, please let us know in the comments below.
Yeah, we'd love that. And then also I wanted to mention, Haley's done a lot of videos specifically for Seamwork patterns about different fabrics that you can use for each. We have a ton of those here on YouTube, so take a look for those. Maybe we can link to a few of them below to get you started. All right, tip number 5 is don't take shortcuts. So it can be really tempting to skip certain steps that you think are going to speed things up. So things like pre-washing, pressing, stay stitching, clipping, marking, all those things, they're really easy to just think you can do without them. But if you do, you're usually going to suffer for it at the end, and probably your project is going to take longer. You're going to have to go back and do things or go back and remark things or fix things later on. So if you just avoid taking those shortcuts to begin with, you're going to be in much, much better shape.
I think this is a really common theme with a lot of these tips is just slowing down and taking the time with anything is sometimes can be really tempting, but long term, you're probably going to end up spending more time avoiding things than just doing them in the first place. Our next tip is to find a trustworthy learning source. Like, let's face it, there are so many resources out there from the vast amount of tutorials and guides on the internet to a number of books you can choose from. It can be really helpful to just choose your one trusted source and stick to that. That could be a book or it could be our Learn to Sew course.
Yeah, and the Learn to Sew course, it's really nice, I think, for this because it really walks you through all of the component skills that you need when you're learning to sew. So if you're a beginner or if you're somebody who's just coming back to sewing and you need a refresher, it could be perfect for you because it really walks you through each of those skills, and it's something that you can come back to again and again. So if you're interested in that, we'll put a link to that below as well. Tip number 7 is to learn to see your body measurements as just data. So try to take the judgment out of it. I know that's really hard, but when you're sewing, if you can remove kind of those emotional judgments about what your body looks like or what you think it should look like, and just learn to see your measurements as data that you can use to create clothing that you love and that fits you, you're going to be much, much better off. And then kind of a corollary tip is, as you're sewing, make sure that you're trying things on as you go. Don't wait until the end to check the fit. The more you can kind of check on things as you're sewing, the easier it's going to be to make adjustments as you go.
That is such a great tip. And if you are struggling with just the basics of taking your body measurements, we have a really great YouTube video about that, and we can also link that below. Tip 8 is to take care of your tools and your sewing machines. These are things that you have taken the time to go find, spent the money on, so make sure that you're taking care of them. This can be as simple as making sure that you're keeping all of your tools tidy in one place, safely stored in a box. I think this can also be something as simple as changing your needle frequently. A lot of beginners don't realize that needles are disposable and they should be changed every 8 sewing hours or so. So this is either 2 smaller sewing projects or 1 big project. Take that needle and toss it.
Yeah, that's a big one. I think a lot of people don't realize that and how much easier it makes the sewing if your needle is not causing thread jams or ripping your fabric, or there's a lot of things that can happen if you're using a dull needle.
And it can also be really bad for your sewing machine to use a dull needle. It's making your machine work a lot harder than it needs to.
We also have a couple videos coming up that we're making, and they'll be out soon, that are about cheap sewing tools and notions that will really add to your sewing experience. So keep an eye out for those. I think that's going to be really fun. Tip number 9 is to make some sewing buddies. I think just having some friends who sew, whether that's in real life or online, is so helpful. And also it just makes sewing a lot more fun if you can talk about it with people who are into the hobby too. So whether that's, hanging out here on YouTube with us, we love to have you, or joining our community. We have over 20,000 people there that can, support you and answer your questions and help you. It's really fun to share projects there. Or a meetup in your local community. There are a lot of ways to get involved and meet people who sew. And I think that is super, super helpful, but also just very, it just makes sewing more enjoyable too.
Yeah, I think that the motivation and inspiration that community can provide is definitely the secret sauce to keep your sewing practice going long term.
Yeah, it's very motivating and it's very educational at the same time.
Yeah. And our final tip is to make things that excite you. I think this is the most important thing that you can take away from this video. If you are making things that you feel like you're making out of obligation, that you feel like are kind of boring, then you're not going to be enticed to stick with it. So make those things that really just spark your creativity and excitement.
Yeah, and I think that's how sewing can really help you to uncover your own personal style, because I feel like a lot of times we don't even know what we want more of in our life. We don't really even investigate that because we're so used to being told what we should want. And so I think sewing is a really great opportunity to learn how to be yourself and really find out what you're drawn to, what you're not drawn to, and really explore your personal style and make it yourself, which I think is just amazing. It's an amazing opportunity.
Yes, go forth and be you and make cool stuff.
And have fun.
Yeah.
All right, now we want to hear from you. What do you wish that you had known as a beginner? You can let everybody know in the comments below. We'd really love to hear it, and I'm sure it'll help other people too who are learning. All right, that's it for us this week. We will see you next week.